How was the store this weekend? Was it
Busy.
extra buzzing on Saturday?
I mean, Saturdays are always busy.
Right. I don't know if you felt it more because of the holiday.
Today is kind of a crapshoot. You don't really know.
Right.
Because
At least the weather's good.
the weather's good, so we'll have some people in the store today. I don't know if we'll just be slammed.
Do you
but-
put out a sign like, we're open for Labor Day or anything?
No, dude. I'm still not at the point where I give it 1,000%. Like I'm
Mhm.
out there putting.
But, like, that's the kind of thing, though, that, like, you shouldn't have to be the only one to think of that. Like, the hourly worker.
Well, no, we don't
your
get
wi-
that from them.
You know,
That's not
they
happening.
don't,
My wife is so busy with the house right now, too.
Right.
so-
Okay. Wait 10 seconds.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of Sports Shorts, presented by LeBear's Casino in Baton Rouge. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis with you. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend, as I enjoyed it, that's for sure, as football is here. College football season got underway, which means, Joel, you know what else got underway?
A little bit better weather today. I mean, this week the weather's starting to look good here, at least in Louisiana it is.
Yeah.
Is that it? No?
No.
No.
My betting season got underway.
I don't understand. Oh, you're sleeping more? Oh, betting.
Betting.
Not B-E-D-D.
Yeah, not betting.
B-E-T-T. Okay.
Not the betting
You're-
season, but I'm good on that thanks to BR Mattress
So how
Company.
did you do? How did you do the first week?
So went 9-8 so far.
It's really not great, but
9-8 so far, and I do have a 10th play, which will be as we tape here on Monday. It'll be Monday night. Notre Dame take it on Louisville. Notre
Right.
Dame about a 17-point favorite.
I'm
I really
excited
like
about that
the
game.
Irish. I think Louisville's hot garbage. I hope my take is right. So I like, and Notre Dame's a pretty good team, one of the better teams in the country. So I'm taking Notre Dame,
yeah.
and if so, I can finish 10-8. But here's the
What's
thing:
the spread on that one?
17.
Okay.
Here's the thing: is that
But you're not just going to do the spread. You're going to do this and that and the over under and blah blah blah. You're going to
Actually, no.
parlay this. No.
Actually, that's what I normally would do, but no,
But you're
I'm just going to let it
Okay.
ride. But here's the thing: I went 9-8. So for those that are non-gamblers, you think, okay, well, he broke even, because let's look at it like this:
Yeah.
if you were to put $100 on every game and you go 9-8, then that means you won $10 because of the juice
Wow.
factor, right? You
Yeah.
lose if you lose 100, you lose 110. You got to pay
Correct.
the 10% juice. Where you're betting 110 to win 100. So
Sure.
if you go 9-8 and every bet is the same,
You broke even.
you win $10. Okay, that's not what happened to me, as I don't bet like that. This game I might bet $3. That game I might bet 50 cents. This one I might bet 200.
1,000.
Like it just it's varied multiples.
Right.
So
right.
because of that,
You
I
lost
lost
money.
money. I lost money.
How much?
Just a couple $100.
So
But still enough to just not feel great about it.
I'm glad. I want you to lose your 10 grand quickly, so
not
you
my
can.
number.
Your number's 10 grand. So you're gonna lose your 10 grand quickly, and then I just want you to become a normal
fan.
college
Cheer
football
for the
fan, NFL fan, like the rest of us, because you have a gambling disease. And I told you to call 1-800 Gamblers Anonymous, but you refuse to do it. So you're gonna continue losing your 10 grand every year, and that's okay. But I'm hoping that it happens quicker this year for you, so you can realize it's a disease and you need to move on. Speaking of gambling, Jimmy Ott is the godfather in Baton Rouge of gambling, right?
Yeah, Sports Talk Radio.
Does an
he
entire
is the
week
guy.
of it. Does
Right,
an
right.
entire week of it. The lock of the week. Lock of the week. All right, so he does that all week. So yesterday was my wife's kind of birthday. Today's her birthday. But yesterday was kind of her birthday party. We had the whole family over, had the father-in-law over, her dad.
Okay, before you continue with your
Yeah,
conversation.
this is about gambling.
I'm really excited because you had your wedding anniversary a week ago.
Right.
16 years.
Right.
You took her to a wing place. Okay.
Just winging it.
Okay, you took it.
It's
They're not a
delicious.
sponsor. I don't know why we have to
You
feel
s-
like you had to get it in. Okay?
Well, because if you're
Did
gonna
they
if
give
you're
you
gonna if
anything
you're gonna
for
say
free?
if you're gonna say just a wing place, I'm gonna be like,
Oh,
no,
so a
it's-
high-end wing place.
Yeah, it's
As
a
if-
high-end
as
wing
if
place.
There's such a place.
They have other foods,
So
Ron.
you
They have
still can get
salads.
food to go.
They have
So-
wraps. They have hamburgers.
But
Whatever
you didn't get that. You got wings. So
I did get
you went
wings.
to a wing place for your 16-year anniversary,
Yeah,
the mother of
I
your
did.
children. Then
Did.
for her birthday, can't wait to hear what you did special for this.
Got her card. A beautiful card,
That's
well
it?
written. Yeah, dude, we're building a house. You know how much that house is?
I know. It's a mansion.
She's getting whatever she wants in it, bro. I mean, she's getting chandelier, she's getting new furniture, she's getting everything, right? So
She's getting that,
she
that
doesn't-
pull.
you know,
she
she
likes
said-
the knob thing.
absolutely. You know, I said, babe, what do you? Because normally I go get her like about $500 or $600 worth of stuff, right? She's very difficult to buy for. You know, she'd rather pick her own stuff out and just have me pay for it with our money. At the end of the day,
That's so romantic.
it's so romantic, but that's fine. That's exactly what I needed to marry. If I had to like prepare something and be all like romantic
Think about it.
oh my God, the stress alone would drive me nuts. Like I would hate her just because of the stress. My wife is like, babe, what do you want for birthday? She's like, if you buy me anything, I swear to God,
Right.
I will punch you in the face. Did you see what we're building down the street? You will buy me nothing and you will like it. I'm like, okay, babe.
And
Don't
I
tell
like
me
it.
twice.
And I like
Don't
it.
tell me twice. So she doesn't tell me twice. She tells me once and get her car. So we're happy. So I had the whole family over on Sunday for her birthday party. Like all
Right.
the boys,
Right.
all of our kids, our the parents. The Jimmy Ott thing came up. So Mr. Sonny, my father-in-law, my wife's dad, kind of likes to do what you do. A little something here, a little something there, but very small scale.
Right.
Very small scale. Like he's got friends. They meet at the Foxies. They work out. They're all in like their 70s, and they bet $1
Right,
against each
right.
other. They bet $1, and
Yeah,
then
lunch
whoever
or
wins the $5 is like the king for a week.
Right.
Okay. So one of his friends took all of Jimmy's picks, all of them. His 5 picks.
Yeah,
'Cause-
he's so I'm a ride. This guy knows what he's doing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ride the Jimmy Ott wave.
He went the Jimmy Ott wave 1-4. 1-4 he went. 1-4. So
Yeah.
they're all clowning on
Yeah,
him, right?
yeah.
They're all clowning on him. And so what I guess the moral of the story is don't take
yeah.
Jimmy Ott's advice or Ronnie Rance's.
Well, by the way, with two things about the Jimmy Ott picks, and of course you can check out Jimmy and Charlie on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge Monday
Check them
through
out. Just don't
Friday,
take the picks.
You know, from 11 to 1. I'll say this. One, I took a Jimmy Ott pick,
And
lost Oregon State. He loved Oregon State
Right.
at home, getting 13 and a half or
Sure.
something like that.
Sure.
They lost by 16,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't even that close. So, yeah, that was one that I went with. And unfortunately, I tuned in right after Charlie had loved to go against Oregon State. I didn't hear that. I thought Charlie and Jimmy were on board for Oregon State.
so
and
Charlie would, because he's kind of the
Hanny is.
he's kind of the level-headed guy, right?
Yeah.
Of that
But
group.
I mean, at the end of the
But
day,
you
I
would
don't
have
really-
listened to Hanny over Hot.
No, I would have realized that they weren't on the same page, and then I probably
And
would
you
have
would've
laid off of
listened.
it or gone with my own thought.
But
I just went Oregon
Jimmy's a good
State 'cause I
salesperson.
thought Jimmy believed it, and I thought Charlie had
He sold
had
you.
agreed to. All right.
He sold you.
So Jimmy cost me. He owes me $137.50. So the but
I love that you know the
But-
exact number.
$137.50 to win 125. So he owes me that. The other
That's
thing
just
is
one
Jimmy
game, folks.
had
That's
a
one
show.
game.
Jimmy had a show like on Pelican that it actually was tied into like a national cable channel or it had a national show for a month or two back. Oh, I don't know, at least 10, 12, 13 years ago.
Jimmy had a national.
Or 10, 12 years ago. It was called Lock of the Week. And it had like the safe, you know, like a little graphic with the safe
went
and it
out
opens up.
all over the country.
Yeah, like because Pelican at the time, some of their shows was getting picked up by this syndicate, like this channel that was.
Okay.
So it technically was a national show,
understand.
not on a station you ever heard of, but it was.
It was like on the
show.
channel 301.
Yeah, 1,000, whatever.
Yeah,
So it was called Lock of the Week, and he, you know,
Lock of
studio
the Week.
show, and he, you know, and it'd give his picks and all that, and it was tied in with like a, you know, a Vegas
Sure.
1-800 number thing type of thing. He did so poorly in picking. After like week 6 or whatever, the show went off the air because it was, you know, because you're keeping
Hate mail?
track. At that point, you're keeping track. I mean, like every week, it's like, hey, I'm 49 and 32 on the year. You know, da 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 da. It was like it's 5-6 weeks in. He's like, yeah, I'm 20 and 60. You know what I mean? Like it was so abysmal. Like everybody they were just like, nobody, you don't know what you're doing, and they just pulled it. They pulled
That's
it
hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great story. So you go on their show quite often.
occasionally.
Why don't you kind of bring that up? Have you?
You know, that's kind of rude
Jimmy,
to go on a
Jim-
show
but
and
Jimmy's-
then say, Jimmy, like, come on.
But y'all are friends, and Jimmy's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, you'd think.
You don't think he would
I
take
don't
that
know.
well?
I don't think he'd like me calling him out, reminding him of a failure from 12 years ago.
Like you are right now?
When the show, yeah, but he hadn't watched the show. It's okay.
You don't think he might tune in?
Nah, he didn't tune in.
Okay.
I didn't tune in. He's
I think
watching tennis.
He's on the show.
Big tennis guy. U.S. Open's going on.
All right.
Now. All right, so
Lots of going. And look, football season's here. I'm so excited because we went months without talking about it, right? This is the first time we've been doing this show together for 7 years at least. And I would say that this is the deepest, the latest into the year that we've started talking actual football, right? Which is week 1. Like normally we'll start talking about football 4 to 8 weeks before, 8 weeks,
well,
2 months.
It's the New Orleans Little Leaguers' fault. And the Popeyes chicken
A
sandwich.
lot,
Those two
a lot of
things
great
dominated
stories,
a lot of good
stuff,
conversation.
a lot of good stuff going on in the world of chicken and Little League, and it was just great stuff to talk about. Way more interesting than 8 weeks out football talk, right? But now it's football, right? And I am all in. I'm all in, Ron. You know, red zone's a little bit. You know, it's not all. I mean, I still got a lot to go.
Still
got a
in
lot
the
to
middle
go.
of tornado.
But it's not in the. I'm out of the eye.
Okay.
I'm out of the eye. The
Eye of
eye.
the hurricane.
I'm on the other side of it. So poor choice of conversation
not
right
good
now.
Dorian doing
Not
his thing.
good. Not good. But yes. So now I have time to focus on football, Ron. And what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing the Saints are all in. I'm seeing the Saints are all in. They traded an up-and-coming linebacker for Kiko Alonso. Beagle was a guy that out of Wisconsin that they liked. They liked this young Vince Beagle. They liked this guy. I mean, he's a big kid, 6'3", 250 something pounds, can move real well, young, couple years in the league. They liked him. They shipped him off to Miami. By the way, Miami is tanking for Tua. Clearly, they are all in on Tua or the kid out of Clemson. He can't come out, can he? No, he can't come out.
Oregon quarterback.
It's
maybe.
either it's Herbert or Tua. I mean, they're going to have their choice of quarterback.
Yeah.
They're going to have an entire year to study it.
Yeah.
They send New Orleans straight up trade Kiko Alonso. They got rid of his salary, which is I'm interested to see how the Saints fit that salary in. But I love me some Kiko Alonso. First of all, I love the name, right? The name is fantastic. Came in the league in 2013. Been in the league this will be his 6th year. Still a young guy. Linebackers can play for 10, 11 years. They can be around for a while. 6'3", 250 pounds, can move laterally. But what I like the most about him is the dude can cover. The dude can cover. That was one thing that, it's always been kind of, a thing that the Saints at that spot in that core weren't really great at, right? So now they have a guy. I mean, he had 3 interceptions last year. He's got 10 or 11 interceptions in his career in 10 years, or 6 years. That is exciting. I can't wait to see him in a Saints uniform and to see how he fits into that linebacker core. That, to me, that one move, giving up a future prospect for someone that can come in.
A future prospect on the cheap.
On the cheap.
You're taking on some more salary. I think they got to eat up like $4 million this year.
At least, minimum $4 million.
I think he's getting paid $5. Dolphins are eating like $1 million of it or something.
That's great.
And then he's guaranteed. Well, he's not guaranteed. He's getting scheduled to make like 6.5 next year, which of course then the Saints can
redo
part
it
with or redo or whatever.
Give him a long-term contract, but they have him this year for a chance. They are basically saying this is the year. We're all in. We don't have Drew, but maybe another year. By the way, Teddy Bridgewater is not the future. That is pretty clear.
Yeah,
pretty clear.
Had a couple good throws in the final. Pushed it downfield, but it's just not. It's not enough, right?
It's not
enough. I mean, year 2.
I'm sad.
Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, good Teddy Bridgewater. Year 2, you'd have thought, okay, he's been there a year. Now he knows the offense. He's watched Drew. He's not even good in the quarterback challenges. Have you watched those?
He's
videos?
not good in those either.
He really isn't.
You know what?
And he's got to put the gloves on just to do the quarterback challenge.
Here's
to throw a ball through a window of a car.
Yeah,
you
can't
put
stand
the gloves on.
Yeah, he's got to do that. So the one thing I see that Teddy's missing is that sense of urgency.
Yeah.
The sense of urgency that I like Peyton Manning. Sense of urgency. Always, we got to go. Let's go. Let's do this thing. I think a quarterback has to have that mentality. Drew Brees,
little quick twitch.
I mean, even on the sideline, before the game, he's
right.
It's constantly repetitions, mental repetitions. Can't sit still. I don't see that.
Is that
in
why
Teddy.
you do that? Because you're trying to be Drew Brees with your
that's just
jittery, shaky kindness.
That's the ADD. That's the ADD and the cocaine. But that's neither here nor there. Cocaine. By the way, I love that word.
You're welcome.
So if I played in the XFL, that'd be
cocaine.
Cocaine would be my name. Not he hate me, but cocaine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think he has that in his repertoire, right? And you can't coach that. It's either there or
That
it's
was excellent.
what?
Repertoire.
Repertoire.
Yeah.
So you can't coach that. You either have it or you don't. And I don't think Teddy has it. And I just don't think – I don't see that like I'm playing for my life.
Yeah.
For this opportunity. Do you see that? I don't see that.
I think it's obviously a little bit of his mentality, right? He's kind of a chilled guy, but yeah, they're giving him what, $8 million this year to be the backup. Here's a question: would the Dolphins rather have Bridgewater versus Fitzmagic or Young Rosen? You know what I mean?
Why?
Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah, they would have had to pay
the Saints fans are acting like there was this market for Teddy Bridgewater.
There was. No.
You believe it?
Absolutely.
That he turned down an opportunity to start somewhere to be the backup here.
Yeah, I think so. But I think now his value is way down.
Yeah.
His value compared to where it was when they gave him that contract is cut literally in half now because he has shown nothing in the preseason.
Well, here's the thing: is that I don't think Taysom Hill is the future of the franchise, but I think Taysom Hill is a solid backup option.
I think he gives you a better chance to win.
Well, yeah, but it goes back to if you have Taysom Hill, you better have a really good backup because he's going to get hurt. But the thing with Taysom Hill is I'm confident enough in him to come off the bench.
Yeah.
I'm confident in him to start a couple games if Drew gets banged up or whoever gets banged up. But I don't know that I believe Taysom Hill is going to be your quarterback for 6 years or 5 years or something. And plus he's got value in special teams and all the different things you like to do with him. So, but I'm just saying, like, we always thought, well, we got to have a Bridgewater. No, we're fine with Taysom Hill. Go get a number 3 that's cheap so you can spend money elsewhere.
Brian Hoyer.
And that can just, as an emergency guy, know.
I mean, Hoyer's going to sign with the Colts. I mean, he's going to get what, $9 million guaranteed over a 2-year period. That's $4 million.
Right.
So, and you're paying Teddy $7 to $8 million. And I would take right now Hoyer and is on the same level as a Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah,
now Teddy's 26 years old. That's why they like him. They feel like he can grow into that position. He can even get better. And I'm not saying he can't.
He's done well enough in the past to where he's got that to lean on.
Bro, but
he's got the experience in the league.
I saw him miss throws in the preseason that you just, as a starting quarterback in the NFL, like, Brady doesn't miss those throws.
Right.
Drew's not going to miss
those.
But
you're also comparing him to 2 of the best to ever play the game.
But, dude, he's a starter in the NFL. Mahomes doesn't miss those. You don't miss open
one
throws.
Of the greatest players ever.
You don't miss open throws, dude.
Right.
You don't miss 5 and outs. You don't miss 10 and outs. You don't miss 15 outs. You don't miss easy seam routes or bomb. You just don't miss the open throws. You can't if you're going to be a starter in the NFL. That means there's something going on with his accuracy. And to be a good NFL quarterback, you have to have tremendous accuracy, right? You can read all the coverage you want. You can have all the anticipation in your system that you can, identify that someone's breaking free. But if you can't hit them, well, it doesn't mean nothing.
So, can't wait. Monday Night Football right around the corner. A week from today.
I hate it's the early game though.
Oh, we do have the early one?
It's 2 games, bro.
We've got the 6
We
or
got
whatever.
the 6 o'clock game.
I don't love that either.
I hate that.
Yeah.
That means you have to take
Who's
the day
late?
off.
Do you know
Can we
the
just
late?
cancel the show
Do you
that
know
day?
the latest?
I'm not going to be here that day.
Well, you're going to go
It's next Monday.
You're going to go at 9 o'clock and tailgate?
No, I'm going to have to work Red Zone so I can take the afternoon off and then prepare. The game's at 6, bro.
What time will you start preparing? As you're not playing.
Sunday.
Did anybody tell you that?
Sunday.
I'm playing for the game.
No, of course I'm playing.
You got
mental
like a special
mental reps.
dip you're going to make?
Mental reps. Mental reps. I'm like Drew Brees. I will be preparing for that game when I wake up Sunday.
If the game starts at 6:10 or something like that, you will be in position to watch what time? Are you like an hour? You start like, hey, leave me alone beginning an hour before the game?
Yeah, I am one of those
normally
guys.
You go
I've got to
in
watch
the room
all
by
the,
yourself,
No,
right?
I'm good with watching pregame shows. If the Saints are on a late game, a night game, prime time, you got to watch the pregame shows, dude.
Right.
I mean, they're all about your team.
Right,
They're
breaking it down.
They're breaking it all down. They're talking about every player. They're talking about backstories. The family stuff. I mean, that's all great stuff, man. And they'll be doing that all day.
Yeah.
It'll be on First Take. It'll be on the pizza show.
So Clowney, by the way, not going to be with the Texans.
Great.
Texans finally get him. So the Saints aren't going to have to deal with Clowney
in the playoffs. They
in
will.
Game 1 against the Texans. By the way, Kiki Mingo now a Texan, former LSU Tiger. But Clowney is going to the Seahawks.
Which they're going to see him in the playoffs.
And you got to play them. Seahawks, week 3 or 4?
Yeah.
You're going to Seattle.
And in the playoffs.
And Russell,
Potentially in the
they're
playoffs.
going to be pretty good this year.
They're going to be very good. They were supposed to be down last year, and they weren't.
Yeah. So, I mean, like the rich get richer. I mean, it's just unbelievable how players can just hijack teams and franchises.
They're putting their chips kind of in too, man, because
Seattle's going in.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't give him a long-term contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now so now if you think about it, Clowney's going to kind of have them by the kahoonies, right? Especially next year, because he can say all he wants to say right now. We'll work out a long-term contract because it's a 1-year rental. It's a 1-year rental for a 3rd-round draft pick, 4th-round draft pick. They can't give him an extension during the year. They have to wait till after the year. So, Clowney's kind of in a position if he gets hurt, he can hurt himself. But if he stays healthy and has a good year, bro, you're talking about $100 million man. He can ask for $100+ million
if he has a good year.
If he has a good year. And why wouldn't he go up to that? He's in the perfect system. Pete Carroll is obviously a great defensive-minded coach. He's going to help him out. If he stays healthy, dude, he is going to get paid a tremendous amount of money next year in Seattle. Or it's a 1-year loaner for a 3rd-round draft pick. Give him $14 million this year or $10 million, whatever they got to pay him, because I know the Texans have to pay
14 or 15.
Texans have to pay some of that. But at the end of the day, you're borrowing this guy for a year to get after the quarterback. I don't dislike it at all. I think it's a win for Seattle.
He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Ranch. You're watching Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino, where there's all sorts of great events going on over at Sports Shorts over at LeBear's this fall, the Friday night before LSU football home games. It is the place to be. Concerts and events. They're going to have Brian McKnight in November. They got Parish County Line in November. You've got Better Than Ezra in October over there. So go download the LeBear's Baton Rouge app on your phone. Check out all the events going on. Also, go to Ticketmaster.com for concert tickets to the shows. Don't miss it. LeBear's Baton Rouge, your place to be this fall. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll talk some LSU football, one of the more impressive debuts ever over in Tigerland.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
What a weekend it was for LSU football. The Tigers take care of business, knocking off Georgia Southern 55-3. And look, we don't know, how good Georgia Southern's going to be this year. We know they won 10 games a year ago. Yep. We know their quarterback came back. We know he had Cocaine on the hood of his car, allegedly, and then it turned out to be bird poop.
Yep.
Which we don't know how much that distracted this team and all the
it was a little bit of a
ramifications. I mean, it was crazy. But we do know this: in the short time of 47 and 49 years of living on this earth and seeing LSU football opening games, I don't know that I've ever, and I know they've played better teams. Mm-hmm. I know that they've won bigger games against national opponents. But I don't know that I've ever seen a team be more dynamic, more crisp, more get the plays in on time, not have to call timeouts because the play clock was running down. They spread the ball to 14 different players offensively. Like, this looked like an oiled machine in the middle of the season versus the first game of the year. Think back to a week ago when Florida and Miami played, how awful that was to watch.
Yeah.
We didn't see any of that on LSU's side this week.
Well, I also like the way they use their running backs. Every series everybody was given an opportunity, all the way down to Curry. I mean, I thought that they just wanted to get everybody an opportunity to showcase their skills, right? And I think that is going to be huge. I mean, huge in recruiting, right? No, you got the new facilities, you got this new offense, you've got all these exciting things going on at LSU. They finally have decided to kind of open it up and get their talent involved. And I'll be honest with you, Joe Burrow was sharp, man. I mean, his decision, his reading of the defense was sharp. He was hitting open receivers. A lot of his throws, most of his throws, I would say 90% of them were not even challenged, right? Because he was making good decisions in regards to where he was going with the football. The one touchdown he threw to Chase, the first one, that was probably the best defended play of the night, and he threaded the needle, man. I mean, because the defender had great position. He was underneath the route, and he put it in the right place for the receiver to make the catch and finished off the drive. So he was very sharp in his decision making, and that tells me, look, he's understanding what he's seeing on the field. And he doesn't have the biggest arm. The one thing that Joe Burrow doesn't have is he doesn't have the Miles Brennan. If he had Miles Brennan's arm, we're talking about a first-round draft pick in Burrow. Burrow's arm strength is going to hurt him, right? He's kind of like Danny Etling. He doesn't have the big arm, very smart, very athletic, but that's going to kind of hurt his future in the NFL. But I'll tell you what, dude, that dude was, if he can come out and play like that every week, just do his job. Read, don't overthink it. Just put the ball where, a lot of check downs that were wide open. Go downfield. Man, how many times did he go over the middle of the field, Ronnie? You have not seen this team hit the tight end and go over the middle. There were just never routes over the middle of the field.
Right.
You just never saw it because they didn't want to turn the ball over, right? They didn't want to tip because that's the most dangerous place to throw the football. You know, it's much easier to throw on the outside of the hashes, outside of the numbers, because if there's a tip ball, the chances of it's going to go out of bounds or it's going to be incomplete. When you go over the middle, a lot of bad things can happen. Tip balls, there's a lot of defenders there, chances for turnover. They didn't care. They were going over the middle of the field over and over again, and that was very exciting for me.
The 24 or 27 throwing the football.
Dude, I mean, you can't do that in 7. People can't do that in 7-on-7.
I tell you what, this had the Saints offense written all over it.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
the way they send out 4 or 5 receivers, and then he just took what was given. He was very accurate, and then 5 different running backs touched the ball. I mean, it was dynamic, it was crisp, it was clean. Joe Burrow 5 touchdowns. I mean,
crazy.
And it's funny, we saw tweets from Geis and Fournette also posted. Man, where was this offense when I played? I'd have run from however many yards.
Well, that's what a spread will do. When you spread it out like that, you get the defenders outside the box.
And a dynamic spread that's unpredictable.
Correct.
And look, I mean, Randy Moss's kid, right, had a couple big catches.
And great throws.
And we last year they had to keep the tight end in to help block.
Right.
Because offensive line was that poor. And so Morrow, unfortunately, even though he's getting a chance in the NFL with the Raiders, he was having to be more of a blocking guy than a receiver.
Imagine him in this offense.
I mean, any offensive player is shaking their head and drooling, going, man, I had to run in that Les Miles 8-man front,
right?
For the play and just be so predictable.
Sure.
All the offense. I mean, where would this have been in 2011? In the national championship and all that stuff. But it is what it is. We're at where we're at now, and give Coach O credit. As a guy he morphed into this. I mean, this is a defensive line coach. There's no difference between a defensive line coach and an offensive line coach. They are entrenched in, we're just gonna hit harder. We're gonna out physical the other team.
We coming,
and we're just gonna wrap up and we're gonna knock the snot out of you. I mean, like that's.
It's not like you're a combination of Coach O and the prospector. Yeah, a prospector.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You go need to look where the goal's at.
Yeah, you're right. But I'll say that
prospector.
I'll say that give him credit because, for all his life he wasn't making the decisions offensively. We know it's all about physicality with any offensive or defensive line coach. It's about if I hit you harder or whatever, we're gonna win.
Punch in the mouth.
And even with Ensminger, like when O got the job, he turned Steve Ensminger loose, and LSU ended up, while Steve was the offensive coordinator when he was the interim and he was auditioning for the job, they ended up with the best offense in the league during those games, those 8 games that Steve was calling plays. He didn't let him do that, last year so much, right? Even, Canada, the offense was weird, a lot of things moving around. Shifting. By the way, he's still at home without a job.
Isn't that crazy?
Canada, yes, as good as he is, he's not working anywhere. Last year, I truly believe, to a certain extent, Ensminger was still a little handcuffed, by Coach O. It's one thing to talk about it in April, how we're going to open it up and we're going to do all these things. It's another when the lights are on and you start to see some things maybe you don't like, and you go, man, I got to get to my 8-9 wins or whatever, right? And then you all of a sudden start to, all right, keep it on the ground. Now, new assistant comes in. He realizes I got to be more dynamic for recruiting and other purposes. My Burrow, Brennan, they ran the spread. Everybody runs the spread now. You just got to do it. And, to his credit, he's ripped the Band-Aid off. He's letting them be creative offensively. It'll be curious to see if he lets them this week when they take on Texas, where the game's going to be much closer. And as dominant as they were against Georgia Southern, the thing that you're going to see different against Texas or any of those big-time programs is the defensive line.
Right.
You're going to get a lot more pressure naturally on the quarterback.
But he got rid of the ball. There was a lot of, I would say, out of the 20, how many throws he had? 24?
27.
20 out of the 27 throws, 70% of the time he was getting rid of the ball so quick. I mean, so let's just say 30% of those throws, you're gonna have to have better protection, right? And we don't know what type of protection he'll have, but they're gonna have to have good protection on 30% of those 27 throws, right? So let's just think about it. So 12 of those throws, we have to make sure we need a little bit more time to make this pass, right? So I thought that his decision making was so quick, it wouldn't have mattered what the offensive line would have been doing, right? Because he was just getting rid of it so quickly. His decision making was so quick. I was so happy for that guy. And look, he's going to get a shot, dude. Burrow, if he stays consistent all year, he will get a shot in the NFL. He will totally get drafted.
He's athletic enough.
He's athletic. He's smart. He's a locker room guy. He's a leader. People gravitate towar's him. And what else? He's a Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
He's like a Hoyer. He's a guy that's
What do you think the ceiling is? Let's say LSU has a great year and they go 10-2, and he throws for over 3,000 yards.
Oh, he's going to throw for more than 3,000 yards.
But let's say he has that big year and they win double digits. Maybe they win 11 in a bowl game, and he looks really good. What do you think the ceiling is for him? He's not going to be a first-round pick.
No.
But I mean, like, what
he's limited. His arm strength is
third?
limited. No,
I mean, they always overvalue quarterbacks. It doesn't matter what you
he's not
think;
a
they always
third.
go higher than you think.
Well, I just think Burrow is.
So you don't think third? He can get into third.
No, I think he's more of a fifth, sixth round draft pick just because of his arm strength. You're not. I mean, you can get it stronger. It can get stronger. I mean, it's not like he has a dead arm. I'm not talking. He just doesn't have the elite arm that you look for in the first round.
You think your arm's better than Burrow?
I think his arm's a little bit better than mine when I was strong
in your heyday.
Yeah, because I could sling it. But I mean,
but even when you could sling it, you don't think your arm's as good as Burrow?
I was 160 pounds and 5'11". I could throw it 60 yards. He can do that. He's 6 foot what? 6 foot.
I'd say he's 6'3".
And he's 200 and
6'2",
I mean, if I'd have been that big with my arm and in his training program, yeah, I don't have a Brennan arm, but I could throw it. But at the end of the day, the dude can still. Because I mean, when Tom Brady came in the league, he couldn't throw it 70 yards, but he can. 2 or 3, 4 years ago, he was throwing it 70 yards to Randy Moss.
By the way, when do you ever really need to throw it 70?
When you have a Randy Moss.
Right.
Well, when you have Randy Moss,
right.
It's a game changer, dude. Like Patrick Mahomes, the play is never dead, right? If he breaks free, and he can throw it backside, you have to defend all corners of that field for the entire play until the whistle blows.
By the way, I know we'll get back to Burrow here in a sec, but I just want to bring this up while you brought it up, throwing far. Herbert, right, who's expected to be a first-round pick.
He can throw
maybe the first pick overall for Oregon. Oregon blows the big lead. That cost me money because I had Oregon plus 4.5. How about this, by the way? I got Oregon plus 4.5. I'm feeling really good about myself when they're up 16
Auburn,
or whatever, right? I'm feeling really good about myself with them. They're dominating. Even at the very end, okay, Auburn's down 1. They've got the ball with 10 seconds left.
Well,
they can't keep them. They're taking a shot because then they're going to kick a field goal.
Right.
10 seconds left. They're going to set the ball up to kick the winning field goal. No, we're just going to throw a 30-yard touchdown pass. Guy's going to fall down, let him go in the end zone, and I lose.
It's unbelievable.
I had plus 4.5. Coach. I'm like, oh, this kick a field goal. I don't care who wins this game. I'm hoping Oregon wins because I don't like Auburn. But I mean, like, here we go. And they, oh my God,
that's the worst way to lose your first game of the season.
That was so bad
for Oregon. I mean, to lose that way, devastating.
Yeah,
devastating, bro.
But I mean,
they should have won. They had some earlier moments where they were going in for scores and had some problems. Whether I think it was turnovers. Dude, that game shouldn't have been close.
But I'll even say this with the Herbert thing. Okay, this guy, as good as he is, he's got the big cannon arm and all that. The end of the game, he's got a Hail Mary chance from 40 yards out. He throws it 10 feet
out of the end zone.
Out of the back of the end zone. 10
good.
yards. I wasn't even close. Like, no touch, no feel whatsoever.
And that's a sign.
Like, the guy breaks the pocket. He sets up. He's going to throw a Hail Mary pass. Hey, by the way, he's had like a 6'6" tight end down there or something like that. Doesn't even give his team a chance, but doesn't even have a feel. No scope on that gun. Like, just straight, almost threw it into the stands.
You know who's a perfect example of
how ridiculous.
The difference between that. Do you remember the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary versus Seattle? I guess it was 5 years ago.
Remember that.
He was on the other side of the 50, and he's rolling around under pressure,
buying time,
letting
him set up,
dude. And I mean, he gets crushed. I mean, right? I mean, he's off balance,
right,
and just heaves it. And
but
I mean,
he put some air underneath.
But think about that. I mean, he's got an arm. He can throw it out of the building.
Right.
Right. I mean, he touch, dude. That's what Aaron Rodgers does great. He threw that ball about 1,000,000 feet in the air, right? He was under pressure, scrambling around, no time to think. And I mean, it's just a gift, bro. That ball dropped 7 yards into the end zone.
Right.
Out of the heavens.
Right.
And they
but I mean, like Herbert, though, like for all of, I mean, just didn't even give his team a chance. And I know
you got to give him a
that's
chance.
An insignificant thing on the list of all the things you want in a quarterback. But to me, it's just telling. He's missing that it. You lose. You're supposed to be the guy. You let your team lose. You know, you have a chance to put Oregon on the map, have a chance to have Oregon talk about being a playoff team.
Yep.
You know, if you're the first pick in the draft, you're the Heisman, you're the dude, your team doesn't lose that game. And then, oh, by the way, you have a chance to at least make a play to give your team a chance.
Right.
And you just don't even have any whatsoever.
You throw the ball 10 yards out. I'm going to tell you right now, I know exactly what his eyes were doing in that moment. He was looking up. He's not looking at the spot. He's not looking at the 10 yards in the end zone. He's not looking at his people. When he threw that ball, he threw that ball like this.
Yeah.
They had to have. That's the only way you miss by that much. Because, I mean, accuracy is, playing quarterback and throwing the football, the main thing is keeping your eye on a smidgen of a detail, right? If you're throwing the ball to a receiver, look at his helmet. Throw it to the helmet. Because, I mean, you don't ever take your eye off the helmet until the ball is there. Just keep your eye on the helmet at all times and don't take your eye off it. Because if you're just looking at a big picture, that's where you lose your accuracy.
But by the way, the thing that I love about this whole segment with Joel breaking it down is A, he's never put on a helmet and played on a real football field. But B, I love that the flag football has equated to your target with the helmet and the whole
Makes
deal.
me
That
a
was
better
very
player.
good. That was very good. I believed you were slinging it around at Southeast Missouri State.
Flag football is 7-on-7, bro, and that's what football has become.
Yeah. But, I mean, I like the helmet reference, and although you've never seen a helmet.
Well, when I play, I mean, I feel like I was a pretty good flag football quarter. I'm not the best, but I mean, I never got chased down by 300-pound linemen.
Were you and Todd Black, not Nathan Black, ever on the same team?
Never on the same team, but I beat him in the playoffs, and he's still angry about that.
I heard he was a great player back in the day. All right.
He's pretty good.
So we'll take a break on
plays.
Sports Shorts presented by LeBears. By the way, I want to send out prayers and thoughts and wishes and everyone out in the with Hurricane Dorian bearing down in the Bahamas, headed towards Florida. We don't know, obviously, what the path is going to be here just yet as far as the impact on Florida. But I've got lots of friends and people over there that I've been in contact with, not just in Florida, actually over in the Bahamas. And, man, it is just looking awful. We are blessed that we're not going to have to deal with it over here in Louisiana, but it is going to impact millions across the country in the Bahamas, and our prayers go out to them. We'll take a break here on Sports Shorts. Be back to wrap it up right after this.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie
Welcome
Rance.
back, everybody, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis here, presented by LeBair's Casino. Some things to touch on in the world of sports. How about Jalen Hurts and his debut over at Oklahoma this past week? The guy rushed 19 times for 16 times for 176, 3 touchdowns. He threw for 3 touchdowns and over 300 yards. And after week 1 of the season, he'd be your Heisman Trophy winner if it was to end today.
Yeah, and that would be the third
in a row.
OU quarterback in a row, third Heisman Trophy winner in a row. Look, he continues to do this, and there's no reason why he shouldn't, right? I mean, he looks
in that system, in that league.
It's a beautiful system. Lincoln Riley has it going on. He has the players perfectly. He knows how to plug and play. He knew that he needed a quarterback for this year. He went out and got Jalen Hurts. It's almost like free agency, isn't it? It's amazing where you can go and plug it. Joe Burrow is the same way. Go get you a guy that needs a place to play and make sure he fits your system. Plug him in, and you continue to dominate. I'm so happy for that kid because that is a good dude. He played great in Alabama, all right? And then he had the pressure of Tua coming in who can sling it, opens up the offense a little bit more. He wasn't quite ready there to throw the football. I mean, he is kind of developing into that. And then when that dude comes in, he starts stealing those reps. You don't develop. He moves on. And did you see? I said this a long time, but when I saw him as a freshman, I thought that he would be a first-round draft pick. I did. And then he kind of regressed as a passer a little bit. Maybe the pressure of playing at Alabama, having another guy come in. I mean, you don't know how that affected him mentally. He's a young man. But I tell you what, buddy, with no pressure behind him right now at OU, you seeing what you're going to get. Phenomenal. So happy for him. He's going to be a Heisman Trophy.
He's going to be in New York City.
Obviously some things can happen, but
I mean, if he doesn't get hurt,
right? If he doesn't get hurt, he'll be there.
Based on we know the Oklahoma system, he's going to have the gaudy numbers. They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
He's going to end up as one of the top 5 or so in New York City. It's going to be him and Tua sitting next to each other.
Why can't he be Russell Wilson?
That's going to be incredible.
Why can't he be Russell Wilson? I mean, he's unbelievable. Dude, I saw it was like 3rd down and 10 last night, and he drops back the pass. It was a pass play, breaks down. I mean, the way he hits, he's like a running back.
No, he is a running back.
But he's also a quarterback now. He can throw passes, dude. I'm not saying he's going to be a first-round draft pick, okay? I'm just saying you never know. If he completely develops and has a phenomenal year, has 70% completion
percentage.
There's
more value now in a running quarterback. People are willing to accept that a little more in the NFL.
Of course, especially a thick guy like him,
right?
That can take some hits. So, dude, I'm telling you, I'm not saying he's gonna be a first-round draft pick, but if he has a year like this past weekend for the rest of the year, goes on, he's a senior. He's gonna get drafted, Ronnie. He's gonna get drafted, and he's gonna have an opportunity to play quarterback at the next level. And, dude, it could be dangerous.
I want to give you your annual I told you so. Go ahead.
What do you mean?
Etienne, Clemson.
Oh yeah. I told you. I told you so.
200 yards.
Look.
Right here, how many times did we hear it on Sports Church Radio, Sports Church TV?
Phelps told you so. Phelps told you so. The head football coach at Jennings, who
was his high school coach.
Over and over, Joel, I would ask him, what do you think about this? Is before he signed anywhere. I'm like, Coach, where's he wanting to go? He wants to go to Tennessee. He wants to go to Tennessee. He wants to go to Tennessee. He kept telling me that. I said, has LSU even called? He's like, no, they haven't even called. He's the best running back I've ever seen. I've been coaching for 25, 30 years. He is the best running back that I have ever seen. And he's been around, I don't know, everybody. He has seen everybody. I've never coached a player like
Kevin
this.
Falk.
Correct. I've never seen anybody like this. I've never coached anybody like this. And I said, well, why isn't LSU this is when Miles was still there. I said, well, LSU hasn't even called. He said they haven't come by. They haven't called. They haven't asked questions. And he goes like this. Unbelievable, Joel. It's ridiculous, Joel. I can't understand it, Joel. You need to go tell them to come and see this kid. They're crazy not to come see this kid. So Les is out. Ogeron comes in. The first thing I say to him, I said, Coach, has O called you yet? Has anybody from that staff called you? Nope. They had been there for about a month. Not one person had
Oh, it
called.
was the same staff. That's the thing, is that when O took over as the interim, it was the same staff. So.
You call everybody.
Right.
You call everybody. Now, I'm not going to say they're not doing a good job now. They're doing a good job. But at the time, so finally, Clemson comes in. So Clemson comes in, and they stealing from Tennessee, right? And then LSU comes in, and then they muddy up the water. By that time, it was too late. But if LSU had come in at any point before Clemson came in, because he was going to Tennessee because that was his best offer, and he loved it out there. But if LSU would have come in, he was going to go to LSU because he's that kind of a kid. He said he's going to commit to who commits to him. He is going to commit to who commits to him where he wants to go. He wanted to go to LSU, would have gone to LSU, was going to settle on Tennessee until Clemson came in. And he took that visit to Clemson, it was over. There was nothing LSU was going to say at that point. By the time it was too late.
And speaking of Heisman, that's a guy who may end up. I mean, you could have two players from Clemson possibly sitting in a chair in New York City alongside Hurts and
you're right.
And Tua. It's going to be a fun race just to see.
It's going to be a fun, dude. This is going to be a fun year, dude. Yeah. There's so many talents out there this year.
There's a lot of storylines, and look, at the end of the day, Alabama didn't look so great in the first half against Duke. 14-3, they were down. Then they turned the foot on the throat. 28 points in a row in the second half. They covered.
You're 125.
Scared me, Coach. They were 33-30. I had them at 33.5. So I mean, they're down. They're up 14-3 at half. I'm going, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, boom! Alabama realized who they were. And
Saban,
thank you.
Saban decided to put this up too, what at the half.
Look at that leg, huh? Hang some meat on that bone. All right. Well,
how you like that
we'll
outfit?
Take a break. Sports
what you
Shorts
wearing?
Presented by LeBear's Casino. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
Welcome back, everybody. Sports Shorts presented by LeBares Casino. A couple of things to get to in the final segment. How about the San Diego Chargers? Melvin Gordon, who out of Wisconsin was an unbelievable running back, doing great things in the league, a guy poised to get a big deal. Well, again, like a typical running back, like Ezekiel Elliott, doesn't want to wait to get his money. Wants it now. Can't blame him, but This is what happens. Chargers now can't come to Gordon's held out. They can't get anything done. And now Chargers have suspended talks with him and told his agent, hey, go find a deal for us.
Good luck to him.
I mean, that's a big one. I mean, it's the San Diego team that, AFC contender.
Right.
With Gordon in the lineup.
But they like Eckler a lot. They've got some running backs there that can play. So trust me, if they didn't have someone there that they felt that they can get to where they need to be, but Melvin Gordon's special, man.
Can LaShawn McCoy, going back with Andy Reid in Kansas City, gets cut by the Bills? They had a great thing together in Philadelphia. Can that work?
I don't know if McCoy is the same guy he was 4 years ago, but in that offense and that spread and what Mahomes brings to that offense, it's going to open it up for him.
Granderson, who's the young man, the linebacker out of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Who they really liked in minicamp and things like that, had that medical situation. I mean, not medical, had a personal situation where he went to jail for an incident that happened with a couple co-eds on campus.
Yeah.
When he was at Wyoming, he only did a few weeks in jail. He's out. Saints have 2 weeks to make a decision on what they want to do with him, or it becomes like a free agent. What do you do with him in this situation?
Well, it's pretty clear. You have 2 weeks to decide, but he's not going to be on a 53-man roster. He's going to be on your practice squad. That's the only place you can put him. So if you're on the practice squad now, if you're one of those 10 guys, including your Menard guy, I'll tell you, you're not safe, because if he looks good in those 2 weeks, I mean, you're going to plug him on your practice squad.
The fact that the Saints have not distanced themselves from him by now
tells
you they're liking him. They wanted to see how it was going to play out.
He's intriguing.
He obviously he's not a guy to put on an active roster right now. Been through a camp, but yeah, they probably are going to give the full 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Make sure they evaluate him. Make sure they do some research behind the scenes. Make sure there's nothing else surprising them. Right. And then you're likely to see him in a practice squad. By the way, speaking of that, congratulations to my alma mater, the Menard High Eagles up in central Louisiana. John Leglu, who played his ball at Tulane, was a really good player for them, was in camp with Seattle it got cut at the end of camp with the Seahawks. He's now a member of the Saints practice squad.
Right.
So folks in Alexandria are thrilled.
Yeah.
Coming home, going to get that check to be on the practice squad, and then, hopefully ends up on the active roster. By the way, Menard hasn't ever had an NFL player.
Could have been you, Ron.
Leaguer.
Could have been you, Ron. You picked baseball instead of football. You might have been the first tight end, O-lineman, to ever be a Menard grad, and you chose to play baseball, and that's where you screwed up, because you didn't have a career in baseball.
Yeah, as opposed to you, who never played anything. Joel Davis, Ronnie Rance, thank you for watching Sports Shorts presented by LeBares.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.